and bottling it and bottling it. One day, you see that thing they put inside that your inner belly, where they put there, say, economic hardship, right? You want to react. You are like, okay, if I react, they may kill me. You bottle it, you put it inside. You are suffering. You are suffering, you are coping. You are adjusting, and getting used to it, and all of that. All of that frustration and disappointments, right? You are bottling them. You are putting them inside. One day, the number of you that are going to explode, and everything will be out of hand, is the reason why these criminals will prefer nobody tells you to explode now. But do they know that you are going to explode one day? Do they know what they are doing to you is wrong? Of course they do. I have told you this before. A lot of you might say Nigeria is not working. Like we all know it's not, because it's not working for the majority, right? But the people who are the minority, the ones who are in charge of all this misfortune, is working for them. They are buying new jets. They are buying they are budgeting for new houses, buying new cars. You know what I mean? Like traveling abroad, going everywhere, increasing their salaries and all of that stuff. Baba. And they are telling you that, we understand what you are going through. We feel you. We feel your pain. We feel your complaints. We are working very hard to ease them up for you. But they are not. 16 years ago, late Chief Gani Faweyimi, the senior advocate of the masses, Sam 1, they call him then. That man was trying to be president of Nigeria, but he said something 16 years ago. And I want you to please pay attention, not just like, oh my God, Chief Gani Fawe, oh my, no. I want you to listen to the details of what he has to say. And then fast forward to 16 years later, 2024. 2003 to 2024. How many years is that? Is that no more than 16 years? I think it should be 21 years rather. 21 years ago, rather. 2003. And everything that you are going through today was what was also the talking point 21 years ago. Omo Yami. So if I sit down here and I tell you, Nigeria no get future, okay? And when we say Nigeria no get future, it simply means everyone trapped in Nigeria has no future. Look at majority of people now. What they call future now, one is category by category. Sure, you get. What some call future is when they have access to public money, all right, free money. They begin to, they begin to dream about future, like, right? Their children, why their children must never be poor again. So they have to work hard and steal more. So those ones will tell you, in Nigeria, there is future for Nigeria because there is future for them in whatever Nigeria becomes. There are others who believe that after stealing from Nigeria or even doing legitimate business, the future is not in Nigeria. A majority of them are looking for either to take their family out of Nigeria. They will tell you, me, I'm still going to be in Nigeria. I just want my family to, I want them to kind of like, go to America or go to Canada like that. So if you know anybody that can help me with that. For me, I'm still going to be here. This Nigeria now, because to them, if anything will happen, may happen to them. But for their children and their, oh, mama, beg. That's the future for them. But you see the rest of you, where your second name no be like the names from these categories I mentioned, and they are telling you that you should have faith. God is there for you. God is the God, Baba. One ton any o. Shall you understand? Nigeria only future kokon. Imagine those of you who are probably going to see this video and you are just 23 years old, 24 years old. You are just babies. Babies. When what you are now facing today, complaining about today, joblessness, insecurity, poverty, corruption. Baba, 21 years ago when you were just a baby, they were as old as you are now. I'll show you. Watch this.
Very much.
This was him. It was actually presidential debate, by the way. And pray for me. May they no sanction me because of this clip, because I just want to share it with you to let you know that 21 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, I was just a 19 years old boy. 2003. I was 19 years old boy. Today I am a man, a father of 5. So, do you see how myself I be young boy, yo? I wasn't even I was just a teenager. And imagine all those who are of my own age today in Nigeria, who are actually in majority. Imagine what they are talking about today. Watch this.
Very much, Chief Ganifa Wemi. We'll move from the Niger Delta to area of national security.
Yes, national security. Right. Chief, there is this national concern about security of life and property. Recently, there was a summit of stakeholders on how to ensure security of life and property of Nigerians. What specific steps would you take to bring violent crimes to a tolerable level?
Violent crimes did not just come like manna, like anything from the sky. They are man-made and they are created by policies of government. Nobody wants to be a robber if he has a job to do. 86% of the crimes of Nigeria are caused by poverty. There are 3 types of crimes. Poverty-induced crime, and that accounts for 86%. 2, disease-induced crime. Those who must do a kleptomanic mania, and they steal because they want to steal. And thirdly, there are those, even if you give them the heaven, they will ask for God. Those people are in the minority. But the most troubling is the percentage of 86%, who are robbing and stealing because of poverty. Let me tell you this. Do you know that 85% of the graduates we produce don't get jobs? Do you know that 97% of those graduates are from poor homes? In the past, it used to be that if you send your children to school and they come out of school, you say your burden is over. Your children will take care of you. Nowadays, when your children leave the university, they come home, you start feeding them again. That is intolerable. So when these young men see how our money is being looted and being used to buy sumptuous cars, build houses, and so on and so forth, and you want them to stay home, wake up in the morning, do nothing. So for God's sake, let us deal with the social problems that have afflicted the masses of our people, then you reduce crime. You can create 1 million policemen in Abuja here. You can create 1 million policemen in Lagos. Crime will continue to grow. When Tafa Balogun was telling us about fire for fire, he doesn't know there's no fire in the belly of his policemen. They are stricken by poverty. They are enveloped by anger. Their own children are poor. They have not eaten in the morning. And they are using all outdated guns to meet AK-47. So for God's sake, let us deal with social problems. You reduce crimes. Give people jobs. Give people food. Create an atmosphere where people can go to school. Not locking up the university for 8 months because ASU is asking you to pay what the UNESCO says you should do, 36%, and you are giving 1.8% of the whole allocation to education. So these children are angry, and they can turn into crime anytime and be criminals. And then you have yourself to blame if they visit you at night. Look at Lagos today. Every street is an open prison. There is a huge barrier, a huge iron gate in every street. And you know what that's caused? Many people who are pregnant and they want to go to hospital could not deliver because they couldn't go out at night. Somebody have died, the baby have died, the babies have died, the mothers have died, and therefore, for God's sake, we should not cut our noses to spite our faces. Let us deal with the social problems instead of the physical problem of employment policemen, because policemen themselves are poor.
Do you hear that? That was 21 years ago, Omo Yami. If you see anybody in their 50s, in their 60s, in their 70s, telling you that Nigeria is going to be great one day and blaming you, you know they do that a lot. What have you done? All of you, these young people, when we were younger like you, we know what we did to make, they didn't do anything. No, these are useless people. And they want you to end up useless like them too, in a useless country, created by their useless, supposed their leaders too. Remember all these criminals, they were younger at a point as well. They were not born old. They're not born old. They were younger like you too, when they started this journey that finally led Nigeria to where Nigeria is today. Did you hear him talk about ASU strike for 8 months? They never born you that time. Now you have the experience of a ASU strike of 8 months. Didn't you? Abi, you don't forget, you can't forget. Abi, why would you forget? Your children are going to suffer ASU strike of 8 months strike. In their lives too. That is the future of Nigeria. It's not like person they wish open your eyes. He said they were using money that is meant to help the social the responsibility like that, right? They were using that to buy cars, to build houses. And he gave examples of, look at Lagos. And it is true. Almost every street, they have gates now. Almost every street in Lagos. Why? Because of armed robbers. For security. Where dog, they chop dog. That is the society they have created. And they don't give a damn. Since they have the police to protect them, things have gotten even worse. Let's go back to Kano. Talking about policemen, Nigerian policemen. Do you know that you have been hearing about repentant terrorists being recruited into the Nigerian army? Have you heard about repentant thugs being recruited into the police? 222 of them have been recruited after they said some rehabilitation and training, police rehabilitation and training. 222 thugs in Kano are now policemen, and they could be the one asking you to park there in the next few weeks in any part of Nigeria. They are Nigerian policemen. No, they are not like, they created some Boko Haram repentant. No. They were thugs, criminals. They call them criminals, but they use thugs for them. But they're like repentant criminals. You will never know their crimes. You will never know what they have done. You will never know if so many of them are sex offenders, if they are armed robbers themselves, if they are murderers themselves, if they are serial killers or what have you. You will never know. But it's going to put on your uniform. Nigeria police uniform. Emi, kilonche Nigeria. Oh, tabakpade lorun. Nibiti ako ni yarawa. I do think that that if you continue to say you want to keep this contraption together and you are waiting like a cow at the slaughterhouse, okay, waiting to be killed, it's your choice, no wahala. But once in a while like that, I'm just like, Aopade ese Jesu ni biti akoni yarawa aurira wa ale ogiyarawa. So Jesu lo ma ṣe chairman join yẹn. Yẹn tó bá gba wa ta lọ sí ọ̀run rere nìyẹn. O bo de jẹ́ fire náà ni. Anywhere we will meet again, we go meet again. Kí ló ń ṣe Nigeria? I call criminal, make criminal come protect me. Me ò gbọ́ rí. But in Nigeria, it is what Nigeria has become.
The 222 thugs, popularly known as Endaba in Kano State, are here to embrace the amnesty initiative introduced by the Nigeria Police Force in the state. About 3 months ago, the Kano State Police Command invited some identified individuals believed to be behind the escalation of thuggery and other heinous crimes in the state for dialogue. The meeting yielded a positive response as some of the thugs embraced the initiative. Among the 222 repentant thugs, 50 of them drawn from Dala, Fege, Ungugu, Kano Municipal, and Gwale local government area of the state, having completed a 2-month intake training as members of the Nigerian Police Special Constabulary, were decorated. They pledged to promote peace in the state and promised not to go back into thuggery.
I am among the 50 people who were trained and absorbed into the Nigerian police force, and I am prepared to play my part to ensure that Kano is peaceful. We will go around the state and continue to preach peace to the people so as to keep the state safe.
While welcoming the repentant thugs into the society, the Commissioner of Police, CP Mohammed Gumel, debunked reports making round that the police is recruiting thugs as its personnel. He says the amnesty initiative is only aimed at sustaining peace in the state.
As of today, the police command has received a total of 222 influential youth and are committed to crime prevention duties with the police to fish out violent criminals among them, notorious thugs popularly known as Endaba, who over the years engaged in supremacy conflict, Padandaba as we call it.
The governor of the state, Abba Yusuf, who gave a rosy welcome to the repentant thugs, urged them to be good ambassadors of the state.
From the day they surrendered, they have been subjected to series of reformatory process. They have undergone lectures from psychologists and other experts in human behaviorism. And by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are going to give them all the necessary encouragement.
But the move has generated uproar online as some of the repentant thugs, who is said to be a notorious criminal, recently declared wanted by the police. Nasir Abdullahi, popularly known as Chile Midoki, is among the new recruits. Some critics kicked against his inclusion and denounced the entire amnesty program. But while defending the move by Kano State, the police force spokesman, Muiwa Adejobi, said, and I quote, "They are not policemen, I was told, and it has been in the news that they are repentant individuals who have been mobilized into the constabulary scheme of Kano State. The constabulary scheme is not police, but a community-based initiative. With the integration of these 222 repentant thugs into the society, residents of Kano hoped that the amnesty program will address the incessant crimes in the state." Ayo Adinaye.
I decided to give you that report so that first you just be like, oh, then you kind of hear the part where they have to cook you. What they were doing next was to cook you. Or it is a special constabulary force for Kano. Sure you get. And they are just there to maintain peace. What peace? And it's the Nigeria police force scheme. Blah, blah. Why are you just hearing that? Is police itself not constabulary police? Nigerian police is that not constabulary? Constable. Abi, do you not even know that? It is the same colonial policing system left by your colonial master. That's what you have in there. Do you not know? Some of, okay, maybe now you do know. So anyway, they say now until you begin to see them everywhere they will be. And then you'll be like, I thought they said Nakano you go there. I just like, you cannot even speak English. You hear what they talk? I go there. Now here I go there now. This is where I've always been. When all of this will just drop on my lap, I'll be like, Shemi you suffering. What today? Kano constabulary today baushi. And just like that, that's it. But there's also something that kind of sort of irked me, and that is, I don't know if you have noticed that too. I'm just kind of like, a lot of people have been reacting to that video differently, which is all right. But to me, I was just like, hang on, what is with this northern Nigeria and creating forces like, this force, that force, whenever a southerner is the president of Nigeria? Like, I mean, what is that? They created Sharia when Obasanjo was there. Yeah. Then they empowered the Sharia courts that look like they're like normal courts. They could, like, Sharia was supposed to just be about Muslims, okay? If I'm a Christian right now, or as long as I'm not a Muslim, right? Sharia was not supposed to touch me. That was what they said, though. It wasn't supposed to touch me. That somebody said, okay, I said something about Allah. Sharia was not supposed to touch me. I know that is what the moderate the moderate Muslims will say. But in practice, that's not how it is in practice, if you will be honest. Blasphemy, those people they have killed, majority of them are Christians. They are not Muslims. And they were killed because they said they did something that violated Sharia. Now Obasanjo allowed them all. Obasanjo. So now they have started the police constabulary filled with repentant thugs that have been through psychologists. Are you joking? Is that playing? Yes, are you playing? Of course, Nigeria is a joke as it is, and it's also a very, very dangerous one. So dangerous that life is almost meaningless. Some will tell you outrightly, life is meaningless in Nigeria. But I still believe that there are still people who kind of value lives. And they are doing their own best to sort of preserve lives. So we should never just, rub them off like they don't exist. That's not going to be kind. There are people who are doing everything to also kind of impact on humanity because life is still sacred to them. Imagine people who have baby factories. And what they do there is just to get young women, get them pregnant by random men, and then put them in a house like you are rearing a chicken or rearing a goat, okay? Waiting for the day they will deliver. If they deliver 2 kids, that's like an extra blessing for you. The owner of the baby factory, they call that baby factories. Even though their law in Nigeria supports adoption, here you get, yet some people believe that in their own evil, creative mind, they could just turn human beings into animals that are just popping out babies so that they could sell them all over Nigeria. There are those who are experts in kidnapping children. They will kidnap them from southern Nigeria, sell them off in northern Nigeria. They will kidnap children from northern Nigeria, sell them off in the southern Nigeria. And it was like, there are people who do that. I don't know if some of them are watching me in real life. So they found a place in Gombe. I'll show you this one. So we can actually give credit to their police here. Good job. Thank you, especially because of these children. Look at it.
A sad reality on the rate of child trafficking stares on the face of humanity as Gombe command of the Nigerian police force parades suspects involved in a ring of trafficking babies and that spans from Gombe State to the shores of Lagos and Anambra States. It is at Barundi community where it was spotted, where one Khadija Manzo and 15 others were in the forefront of brewing a baby factory, as they had to sell one baby at a cost of 400,000 naira.
Sometimes within last year, one Khadija Shehu Manzo and 15 others were involved in selling young babies to people in need. On receipt of the report, detectives attached to Locust Division swung into action, where a full-blown investigation was carried out, and the said Khadija was arrested. In the course of investigation, the other suspects mentioned above were also arrested.
What's interesting were the activities of officials of the government-owned social welfare, which led the reported sale of 5 babies, at which they were rescued with a hunt for 2 babies in Anambra and Lagos State, respectively.
Out of the 400,000 she received from the person that bought the child, which is Tina Raphael, she gave 200,000 naira to one Haruna Abubakar, who is working with the social welfare Gombe.
There is one Hadiza came to our office telling me that her sister was given a child by the hour, that she want to adopt the child. The hour people gave her the child. They sent them to come to our office for us to recognize, to document everything.
Such is an interesting chain of events in the Brain Baby family.
Thank you, AIT. That's your report, by the way. Do you know where it actually gets more? Some people said that's breaking. I said where it actually gets more sad is that those who facilitated the sale of the children, 400,000 naira per child, they were government workers working in the social, what do you call it? The social welfare department of a government. Their job is to protect the children, ensure that they are safe. But all you have to give is 400,000 naira, and they will hand the baby to you like they will hand you a dog. You know, like, I mean, if because as a father, right, I was going to ask that, do you have kids? Like, do you have children? Okay. And what's it going to be like if somebody just yanked that off you because you have become so poor that you agree to be popping out children just to stay alive and just to be able to feed? Or what? You don't want to see the kid anymore. In Nigeria, where they believe that human being can turn to money, they also are in the market buying children, which they call, you know. So when you now see the people who are in government, who are supposed to actually arrest these people, are those really involved working with baby factories? Aruna Mohammed, AGA, that woman, that, you know. Somebody said the heart of man is evil. Of course it is. So is the heart of woman too. Someone will just balance them like that. Evil people. I've been hearing about baby factories now. Abia, Aba, Lagos, Kano, this Gombe that you just heard about now, and so many other places. Like, it's actually business for some. And it doesn't matter whoever is caught. They're going to do it elsewhere again. They're going to do it elsewhere again. And because the real people who are supposed to stop it is an opportunity to make money for them. And all they have to tell themselves is that at least the children will have good life. They don't know. They don't care. If the children are going to have good life, if they are not going to have it, they don't care. But that's what they tell themselves to make themselves feel better. And sometimes they actually tell themselves, those who do this kind of horrible thing, right? They tell themselves that they are helping people to be happy. Are you serious, man? Baby factory is not, usually they will say children or little girls who get pregnant and they run away from home. Okay, some people, instead of like taking them in and helping them, okay, they will just turn them to baby factories, But that was then. These days, they recruit people So what job? There is a job. Oh. What is that job? The job is that you are going to get pregnant for women who can't get pregnant or who want children, and you will be paid. For example, now for a child, we'll give you 50,000 naira, 100,000 naira. You can use that to start something. And if you have twins, that's like 200,000 naira. You can use that to start small business. And if you want, you can, if you like as well, you are still young. If you give them like a 3-4, that's like 400,000 naira. 4 children. Remember, one is 400,000 though in the market, to 400,000 though. But that's what they give to these girls. Imagine you being pregnant for 9 months because of 100,000 naira. Imagine the poverty that will make anyone, or the condition that somebody will be in, only because they will give them 100,000 or 200,000 naira to be pregnant for 9 months with the agreement that, no, this is not even like surrogate. They are raping them. That's what is happening. It's not like artificial insemination. Like you say surrogate. No. It is so, I mean, that's why I'm kind of short of words. So they continue to rape them and rape them and rape them until you get pregnant. You don't need to know whoever is coming in. Random men will come in, they will rape them and rape them and rape them until they get pregnant. If you don't get pregnant this month, the whole rape continues next month. Until you get pregnant. Then you carry that for 9 months, only for somebody to yank that off you. Or for those who are still having theirs, probably they haven't found buyers for them. So that because they know that those kids are not theirs, they're going to take them from them. So that's why I asked you earlier that do you have kids? Do you? In case if you know anybody who is doing this kind of horrible business, you have no other responsibility than to expose them, even if they are your family members. Do you get that? You kind of, as horrible as Nigeria is, I know, you have no idea of the different kind of human trafficking that is going on in that place. And that is what Chief Ganifa said, in a place where they deliberately make the people poor. In Abuja, the people are selling their kidneys. I'm talking about large number of people, young people have sold their kidneys, and they are currently not on any dialysis or something. If they take any kidney from you, you will be on medication for the rest of your life. But poverty will tell you, shebi na one, might just sell them. When you give it away like that, no amount of money given to you, is going to be enough to give you the medical care that will actually prolong your life. But poverty will tell you, no, leave that one, Jari. I know somebody, they donated his kidney. Today is done that now for the past 15 years. Really? Okay. That is a pandemic in Abuja, apart from the kidnappings. 21 people, 22 people were kidnapped in Abuja last night again. But it's unfortunate, isn't it? I'll use this political break as well to kind of use it as a break. Okay, let's in fact, there's no break, not yet. When you think your right is being violated, who do you call? If you are in trouble with the law enforcement, call Saul. No, don't call Saul. They will say you better call Saul. No, don't call Saul. You will call a lawyer. That's the first advice that will be given to you. You need a lawyer. And the reason is because you don't want to say something that is going to implicate you. And if this is going to end up in court, that is going to further destroy your chance or your defense. That is why you need a lawyer. And in fact, professional policemen knows that they cannot talk to you except your lawyer is present. Yes. Or if you waive having your lawyer around when you are in contact with law enforcement officers. That is what professional do. That is what normal people do. But you see in Nigeria where they have where they have beaten the submission into us. They have beaten us from generation to generation. They have beaten submission into. So you sabi law. So what you are saying is that you know the law, Abi. So you're telling me you know your right. You know your right. Boss! On wide big slap. And you begin to hear the tunes of old fella, old this, old that. They are all playing simultaneously in your head, and they ask you again, did you just say you know your right earlier? Now you gonna tell them, say, no, you misunderstand me, you misheard me. I didn't say I have rights. I said, if you check my right hand, I didn't say my right. I said my right hand. I thought you wanted to say you know your right, because that is the situation in Nigeria. I was asking the people the other. I was like, how do you kind of waste so much money, to be a lawyer in a country or in a lawless country? How does that make any sense? You invest in education simply because there is always going to be a return on that investment. And that's why they say there's nothing. I mean, education is not a waste. If you think education is a waste, try ignorance. Or as they say, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Some of you probably don't want to know that ignorance is more expensive. You just be like useless, like almost totally useless. And education is not just about how to read and write alone, how to what they teach you in that your four corner of your bedroom and all of that. I mean, it's classroom rather, bedroom. There's a lot, like me now, self-taught and life experience. And my own popular quote is, life is a teacher. The more you live, the more you learn. In Nigeria, they beat lawyers steady. When lawyer walk into a police station, before your lawyer even show up, they don't beat you don't write statements. Who born you? Which right? You decrease. Write statements. They will tell you what to write. You will be writing and you'll be lying against yourself. Remember, you shouldn't do all of that without the presence of your lawyer, so that you don't implicate yourself. You dey mad? Write it there that 3 of you are armed robbers that will cut you under the bridge in Oshodi, because you have no address of where you are going. Yeah, write it there. But okay, I told you, I said, you dey mad. All because you didn't give them money. One not here, but until you actually like give them what they want. But gone are the days when you be like, I'm waiting for my lawyer. No man, no lawyer. No lawyer, do everybody. See judge about telling one man, no judge. You have no idea where you are living if you don't believe. I mean, if you think all of that are normal. So why are you studying law in a lawless country? Because you want to put it, okay. Lawyers are protesting in Lagos because they can no longer take it. This is too much. Why did I become lawyer? Did I become lawyer to be beaten up like this? We need to report to the whole world. Police brutality must stop. And I remember that they were actually very much involved in the NSAS protest at the time. Lawyers support NSAS, and they staged their own protest too. Remember? NSAS, okay. But that's the issue. A lot of us kind of forget things so easily and then very fast. Events, there are so many things to remember, Abi. Let's go back to Lagos. Lawyers, Lele, yo.
Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights. Solidarity forever. Solidarity my vice predecessor in office.
You know, I joined my matter this morning because of this match.
No, we must march. We must march.
You know,
let me
Yes, so we must march. We must march. I adjourned my case because of this march. May I give you the long one, by the way? So you can see all of them in their full glory and all that, where they're like, the police IG must do something. The police are harassing us. So the recent case is that of a guy who went on to bail his clients arrested by the police. When he got to the station, immediately he identified himself as the lawyer to the person they detained. Egbabata said, collect your slippers. No, I said I'm the lawyer. I am barrister